What, just because this is important, I think, what year was it that you confronted all of that?
Lord, let's see, 72.
72. I just think for the audience, it gives you a very interesting context for when that particular challenge was faced. You then went to a deanship you enjoyed a lot, I think, at Wayne State.
I went back home to Wayne State. That was different, you know. I mean, let's get real. That was a group of prima donnas. You talking about prima donnas?
I know some of them prima donnas, yes, ma'am.
I loved the work at the University of Oklahoma because once we got over the initial hump, it was so much easier for people to see that we all wanted to grow together. You know, the one thing that kept that work going was that group wanted to be number one. Mm-hmm. Wayne, they thought they were number one, and they didn't need to do anything to change that. It makes a huge difference.
Yes, it does.
I mean, aspiring and willing to work to move to the next step makes a huge, huge difference. But I enjoyed it, you know, and I've only been one place where I didn't, well, you know, I got fired from Prairie View, but so I got to say, you know, I was in two positions where the environment was not necessarily conducive for me.
But you're unusual in that you had leadership roles in a very specific service initiatives, even at the state level. Then you had leadership in large and complex university schools of nursing. And then you had a third leadership career, essentially, with the Kellogg Foundation, which was not only has a lot of authority, but it also was global in character. So from all of that leadership, because this is a group looking at leadership, what was unique about these? What did you learn? What do you know about leadership because of all
one
that?
strand through all of that for me, which won't be necessarily for you, is that every job I had some concerns about creating opportunities for people who had been excluded, previously excluded. That was important in every work that I've ever done. And I'm always, even though I have had, the charge was greater from the institution, that was a theme that went through it for me that kept me going. Here I am at the Kellogg Foundation. I'm only going to be here so long. What can I do while I'm here to make a difference? How can I create greater access for communities? You know, how can I help people to move their agenda? You have to have something that drives you beyond just status and a desire for power, at least for me.
Yeah. If you look at all of your career and you look at all those leadership roles and even, you know, those wonderful stories about finding the purple purse, if you could name events or achievements that stand out that you think tell your story best, what would they be?
I'm not sure. I prayed long enough for a husband.
Actually, there's nothing on my list that refers to this, so you know. Except I know he was a very devoted man.
I don't know, Phyllis. I think the ability to see opportunity in each one of those jobs, like when people say, which job satisfied you the most? I was satisfied with all of them. I could, and I exercised leadership in all of them. I had power in all of them, you know. And so sometimes I'm baffled when I hear nurses talk about being empowered. I don't know what I honestly don't know what they're talking about. We're licensed to practice. We have an opportunity to help people. We make a difference between whether some people live or die. We enable communities. We're very powerful, powerful people. And our knowledge is different from other medical professions. We see the world differently, and because it is different, we're able to help people to cope in ways with their illnesses that others are not. So I'm just real satisfied with my life. I never thought I would earn more than $10,000 a year, and if I earned that, I was going to be rich, And so maybe my aspirations, maybe I had low aspirations. I don't know. I just feel pretty fulfilled.
Yeah, you've actually received a lot of awards. I mean, a lot of awards. Actually, you have to carry this with a little folder when you carry the list of awards. It's extraordinary. Are any of those stand out for you as particularly powerful or have meaning for what your commitments were and your beliefs were?
Lord.
Maybe I can tell you some of my favorites. I really think your role in starting the National Black Nurses Association is a real significant one.
It was quite significant.
Because it changed what
happened. But we started with starting Oklahoma chapter.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
It's gone, it's dead.
I bet.
But, we also had a group for the university, black faculty and staff. We've always been inclusive. We've always believed through our organizations that it was important to include everybody, like the Oklahoma black faculty and staff. We felt that everybody could make a difference in the lives of these students who were struggling to get through that institution. And so some of the stuff that we were applying in the nursing group, we applied for the greater faculty and staff. I think nurses are just very well prepared to do a lot of things, to exercise leadership in a lot of places.